Well done, Mafia. Here we are with another week of Buffalo Bills football. Now, not going to lie to you, right in my last video, had a lot of complaints of, Dan, where the hell is the background music? Well, guys, I left it out for good reason, but have no fear, and I have another saucy track for you to listen to. Super dope, right? But besides that, guys, say that you're new here. My name is Dan Mitchell, and I run a above-average sports report called the Don Mafia Report that covers the NFL and, most importantly, the beloved Buffalo Bills. Say that you want to be a part of the family. This is what I want you to do. See this button? And this one right here? Do this. Hit that like it owes you money and be a part of the Don Mafia. I swear you won't regret it. But besides that, folks, the Buffalo Bills are 7-3 for the first time since 1999, and we are looking to lock in our 8th win this coming Sunday against the Denver Broncos. But don't you dare think that this is going to be an easy win. I promise you that I will get to this, but the Denver Broncos defense is practically a carbon copy of the Buffalo Bills defense, and in my opinion, it is going to be a very low scoring and very close matchup. That is 110%. But me being me, I had to do some research and find out some of the key matchups and observations that are going to skyrocket the Buffalo Bills to a victory. But before we even get to that, I need to shout out today's sponsor, Tavour. If you love craft beer and you don't have the Tavour app downloaded on your phone, then what the are you doing, bro? This company has provided an online marketplace for craft beer lovers to scroll through some of the rarest craft beer on the face of the planet and deliver it right to your front doorstep. It's a very simple process. And you just open the app, scroll through some of the rarest craft beers that you most likely will not be able to find in your local area, choose what you want, and then Tavour will send it right to your front doorstep. And this company was nice enough to hook up the Don Mafia as well. They are giving you a $10 credit right after you spend your first $25, basically meaning that I'm buying you a beer. And who doesn't want that? If you don't have Tavour downloaded today, then you're making a huge mistake. But now let's just get right down to business, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sure we all watched some highlights when it came to the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos this past Sunday. The Denver Broncos blew a 20-0 lead. And they just so happened to be the first team in 5 years to blow a lead that large before the half. Now, this is actually becoming a trend for the Denver Broncos. They are having a very difficult time producing an offense once that second half has turned around, specifically in the fourth quarter. Maybe it has to do with Brandon Allen, but whatever it is, the Broncos have not scored a single point in the fourth quarter for the past 4 games, and those struggles continue to plague the Broncos. What the Bills need to do, we need to get up on the Broncos, take control of the game fast. First quarter, halfway through the second quarter, because if we can get to that second half with a significant lead by 10 points, then let's just put it this way. The Broncos are not going to come back, and ultimately the Bills will be 8-3. Some breaking news right in Broncos country. They just so happened to lose one of the best blocking fullbacks in the NFL. He's a very talented guy, but let's just say that he went through a very gruesome injury this past Sunday. So bad that CBS even refused to show the replay. So with Janovich, he played as the Broncos and Brandon Allen's last line of defense and also played a key role in run blocking, but now he is completely gone. Now let's say that the Buffalo Bills make an implementation of a very similar defensive game plan like we did this past Sunday when we played the Miami Dolphins by blitzing 67% of the time. Then Brandon Allen is going to have a very difficult time and hopefully make some terrible decisions and stop the run game in its tracks. Losing that fullback doesn't sound like that it's a huge deal, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it is. So when it comes to surprise receivers, Bills fans know that all too well. John Brown has absolutely been a stud. He is second in the NFL for yards this year. But right behind him at third place is the Denver Broncos' Courtland Sutton. Now, once the Broncos traded away Sanders, we thought that they were clearly just trying to tank the rest of the season and just stock up on draft picks. But Courtland Sutton really has stepped up. He has 805 yards on the season already and has proven to be the Denver Broncos' #1 go-to. He's definitely a receiver that we need to watch out for. Luckily, when it comes to man coverage, we know that our boy Trey White is going to be on him like white on rice. He is going to be assigned to Sutton if I was a gambling man. And in my opinion, I really like that matchup. So last week, the Bills' run defense finally looked like that it made a statement and told the rest of the NFL that, yes, mofos, we can stop the run. But granted, we were going up against Balaj, who just so happened to be one of the worst running backs when it came to yards per carry, sitting at 2.5 yards. But then we actually ended up stopping the Miami Dolphins 1.8 yards per carry. And it's funny because it really came down to having a healthy 100% Matt Milano. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm completely aware that he's been back the past couple of games, but you can tell that that man was 100% because he was all over the place. But it's going to be a bit more of a challenge this Sunday because we are going up against a 1-2 punch in Phillip Lindsay and Royce Freeman, who in my opinion remind me a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles running game. So that is going to be a challenge for us. But say, for example, that we can take that same energy of stopping the run that we did against Miami this past Sunday, then we should be able to fare well. Because the problem is, first team that establishes play action this Sunday is going to be the team that wins. And if we can stop Denver's rush attack as soon as possible, then we are going to be that team that comes out on top. Now, Raiders-Bills fans, we know that our defense is not the problem. In fact, we probably have one of the best, if not the best, defense in the entire NFL. But, like I said earlier, the Denver Broncos defense is a carbon copy of the Buffalo Bills. And so the Broncos are only allowing 19.7 points per game and a total of 310 yards per game, 210 yards in the air, and 100.3 on the ground. They are a very, very talented defense, especially when you look at the one guy that makes us all nervous, Von Miller. Now, this is not completely impossible to find holes within this defense. All we need to do is take a page out of the Minnesota Vikings this past Sunday. The way that the Vikings ended up answering the Denver Broncos in the second half was speeding up their offense a little bit. That nice little K-gun, if you will, the up-tempo offense. And that just so happened to be the exact same offense that the Bills are running during the second quarter right in the Miami game. Say that I was the offensive coordinator, say that I was Sean McDermott, that's exactly what my game plan is going to be. Up-tempo and just ram it down their throat, and then hopefully be able to catch them a few times with too many men on the field. That's the beauty of the up-tempo offense, ladies and gentlemen. Last but not least, the Denver Broncos are 1-4 on the road. Not a very attractive statistic. Now, maybe that has to do with the opposing team's fan base being super loud and then getting into that rookie quarterback's head and then maybe even messing up that defense. That is exactly why, if you are going to be at New Era this Sunday, you need to promise me that you are about to be the loudest that you have ever been in your entire life. Make it completely miserable for that offense to take the field. That's practically the only thing that I can say for us to really make this happen at the end of the day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. Just right in case that you've been living under a rock, you probably know that I am giving away 2 tickets to the Buffalo Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens on December 8th at New Era Field. It's very simple to enter, and you just need to screenshot proof that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel and tweet me at RealDanMitchell, hashtag Don Mafia giveaway, and that will make your entry right within the contest. I am announcing a winner on Black Friday, the day after the Dallas Cowboys game, so don't miss out. All right, guys, that's going to do it for yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. Thank you again for tuning in. Love you guys, and above all else, let's go Buffalo.